I'm having difficulty recommending it because I don't. It might make you sad. The book might make you sad, and I don't want to make you sad. So okay, it's a really good book, and I would definitely read more of her other books. Pero yun nga, it's heavy. It's really heavy. It could be sad. So, that's why it's tough to recommend it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's already sad. Hi everyone, this is Paul Loves to Read, and as you know, in this channel, it's all about spreading the love and joy for literature. And today I'm going to share with you my first Japanese novel for this year. I can't believe it's half the year and I've only managed to read a Japanese novel just this month or the past month. It's called All the Lovers in the Night by Meiko Kawakami. This is it. Yeah, and I love the cover as well. Very, very nice, compelling cover. I'm curious about this author because she is the author of the international bestseller Breasts and Eggs. The book Breasts and Eggs is one of the very feminist books out there, and I wanted to read it, but I couldn't find it. And I want the physical book. I didn't want to read it in ebook. So I decided to wait for it, and then I went to the bookstore and I saw this book, All the Lovers in the Night. And it's from the same author, so I decided, okay, I'm gonna try this one for now, and I'm glad I did that. And also, I really love the title, All the Lovers in the Night. It's just so compelling. It's about this girl. She's called Iri, I think, Fuyuko Iri, and she is your normal, typical girl who works in an office, and she realized that she is not very happy in her workplace. She doesn't like her workmates and her work, and she had an opportunity to get out of that work and become a proofreader for books through a friend. So she quit her job, not a spoiler, she quit her job and she became a proofreader. So it's about her, essentially. It's about her life, her very quiet life, she lives alone, very quiet, very silent, and she's a very interesting character. And she is, she has this different layers to her, I think. And I love it. I love how she wrote her story. I love how she wrote Fuyuko Iri's story. And again, as with any, and I'm going to say this again, as with any Japanese author / novels, they really do have a certain tone in how they write. It's very, here I go again. It's a very quiet, silent type of writing. Okay, and what do I mean when I say that? I mean there is so much being said without actually deliberately saying the thing, and I think that's what Japanese authors are really good at. And specifically for Meiko Kawakami, I think she did it really, really well. She says so much in so little words, and actually, in fact, she says a lot without saying it directly. So it's in like my other review of this book, it's in the spaces of silence where you hear a lot. Even though it's a sad story, and even though the tone or the protagonist's tone is flat and monotonous and almost devoid of emotions, it's okay because you as the reader, you are not devoid of emotion. So you will be able to relate to her, and you will be able to sympathize and empathize with her. And that's where between the spaces of silence, that's where your input comes in, because she doesn't realize something that you do. So I think that's the beauty of it. So yeah, if you haven't tried a Japanese author yet, just go for it, try it, and you'll know what I mean, you'll know what I'm saying. Try 2-3 Japanese books with different authors, from different authors, and you'll get it. There's something really absolutely different from the way they write, the stories they say, the storytelling method, and maybe that has something to do with their culture, right? So I find it really absolutely fascinating every time. Never fails. I have been reading Japanese authors for a while now, and it's, never fails, always. If you have observed the same thing I did, or if you notice the same thing I did, what I'm saying, or the way I describe Japanese authors and novels, let me know. Drop a chat. I would love to know that. And if you have other Japanese authors to recommend, I'd love to try them as well. I was expecting feminist undertones. Why? Because she is known, Meiko Kawakami, she is known for her book Breasts and Eggs, which is apparently a very, very feminist book. So I was expecting that here. But it popped up in the most unexpected moments. It pops up in the most unexpected moments in the book. But to answer the question, yes, there are feminist undertones here in this novel, but it's very subtle. It's not in your face. It's not blatant. It's not apparent. It's something that you have to, again, read between the lines. And it's also something that's very tied to Japanese culture. So I thought that was very interesting as well. There is a difference between novels wherein everything is fed to you, di ba? Na parang every single step, every single thought of every single character in the book is fed to you as a reader because the author will tell you. That's satisfying in itself. I mean, there's a certain satisfaction there, but it's a different satisfaction when the author is wanting to let you know something but not saying it outright, but you get it. So there's a different kind of satisfaction there. There are there are many authors who do that. The recent review that we did, who did that very well was I Who Have Never Known Men, a modern classic book, published in the 90s, I think. So that's another good example of that. And any Japanese author. So different type of satisfaction. Iba kasi yung parang, di ba, even when you're watching a movie, it's different when everything is being said. If you're going to think about it in a movie context, there are movies who about siguro mga 5 to 10 minutes into the movie and not a single dialogue was said. And yet, you get it. It's all visuals. It's all like that. So in the book, it's like that. I love it when nothing is said, nothing is fed to you deliberately, and yet you get it. So it's very I don't know how they do it technically, but it's a different type of satisfaction. Yeah. I'm having difficulty recommending it because it might make you sad. The book might make you sad. And I don't want to make you sad. So it's kind of tough. It's a really good book. And I would definitely read more of her other books. Pero yun nga, it's heavy. It's really heavy. It could be sad. So, that's why it's tough to recommend it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's already sad. So first of all, I would recommend this book to anyone who loves Japanese novels. I feel pretty sure you'll enjoy this. It's about loneliness. It's about perseverance. It's also about hope. There are a lot of dark, hindi naman super dark, but slightly dark moments in the book. Very sad moments also in the book, but there's also hope, right? There's hope, there's perseverance, there's that element as well. So I don't know what type of genre that is, or who would be deliberately looking for something like that to read. But for me personally, I enjoyed it because it is technically written really well, and I really enjoy those books wherein there's just so many being said without saying anything. It is in the it's in the spaces of silences. It's in the moments of quietness where you kind of realize things. So this is it. This is that type of book. And again, if you haven't tried a Japanese novel or a Japanese author, I would really strongly encourage you to do so. Try it, and you'll see what I mean. It is so different from Western novels, from Western writers. So try it, and let me know what your thoughts are. And that's it. Thank you. Where's my water? Sige.
Why is it so hard to recommend this book if you have it?